web page. Today I just wanted to take you through the features, which are another one of the members features, which is My Stable. So there's a whole lot of amazing features in this, and it's like having your own little virtual stable and organizational tool. I've spent a lot of time developing this and talking to a lot of people who want to see, these features. So here we go. We are looking currently at the main website, and the My Stable button is here. It's a nice big button. You do need to be logged in, so you do need to either sign up or log in. The members area is completely free, and the login is, again, very easy to do. So you can access the stable by either just coming down to the drop-down list here from the main menu, or there's also this lovely big button here saying My Stable. So I'm going to click on the button. And I'm not going to go through each section in huge detail because there is so much to get through. What I'm just doing at the moment is an overview, okay? So here it is, your virtual stable. So the first section we have here is the About section. So everything in the About section is what shows you as a member of the public, and other people basically can see what you're about. Now, I just want to mention at this point that you can go into the account section, and you can actually make your stable completely private. So it is absolutely your choice, and we'll go through that in another blog. But this is public information if you want it to be, but you can actually sign up as a member and keep all of this information completely private. You don't have to have it as public information. So just running through here, I actually do have this as public information because obviously I want to be able to chat and relate to other people. So here is my image that I have chosen. So you can have an image of yourself or your horse, and I've chosen to have an image of my logo, which is obviously up here, Equestrian Style. So the About section just says, I'm the founder of Equestrian Style, a modern equestrian platform blending style, performance, and life with horses. And I live in Glenray. The disciplines that I have chosen are show horse. The clubs and organisations I have selected are that I'm a member of breed societies and associations, and the equestrian businesses that I fall under is clinics, camps, and workshop hosts, and tourism and farm stay. Now, these things don't actually link to anything. They are purely just to connect with other people and potentially have other people see that they might have something in common with you. So there's not really any harm to put up different items here or not. It doesn't mean that you're going to be pigeonholed into anything. This is just purely for your own sake. So if you want to actually change anything here, we can click on the edit button, and you can see I can change the bio. I can change the city that I live in, and I can change the disciplines, the organisations. I can add more to it, and I can change the business. So that's all pretty straightforward, and that's in the About section. So the next section in the stable is the important one, and that's the horses. So here, if we click on this, you can see the horses that I have listed. And this is the really powerful tool, the sleeping giant, I guess you might say, that makes this whole section really, really amazing. So you can add horses from here. You can see that I have 2 horses at the moment. I have Ginger Ninja, my little show pony, and I have Bella Dama, my thoroughbred. So if I wanted to add a horse, it's as simple as clicking a button, and then I can just put in the details here. So my horse's name, the stable name, I can add a photo, I can choose what discipline, the breed, the gender, all the details, the microchip number, the ID number, vaccination history, registrations, breeding history, and so on. So these things are really handy as well if you're wanting to sell horses or you have a few on file. It's just all general information for yourself. Now, just another question that may be popping up at the moment. You might think, well, what happens if I sell the horse? Does all that information go to the new owner? And the answer is yes. So all of Ginger Ninja, for example's information, all of his results, everything that we've got there will actually change in a transfer, and it's as simple as somebody becoming a member, and we just transfer at one click of a button all that information from yourself to the new owner or lessee. So that's a really, really handy tool, particularly if you're looking at selling horses, that you can keep all this information and all of their results, and then that horse's information gets transferred straight to the new owner or lessee. Okay, so that's the horses section. I'll just very quickly see, you can view the horse. I've got a little photo there of him, a cute little photo when we went for a walk down to the creek. You can see I've got his stable name in there, his breed, and his registrations, of which there are a lot of them, his sire and his dam. So that's all in there. I'm just going to click that to go back to the profile. I can edit that information, or I can delete that whole horse's information if I so choose to. So the next button we're going to go through is the results. And this is, again, the really, really powerful tool. So you can search for your results, and you can also just do a one-off dump of results. Okay, so if you're going to be entering for a royal show, or again, you're selling your horse, or you're going for a point score, a lot of breed societies now offer point scores. You can just dump those results out into an Excel spreadsheet and basically go to town on sorting them however you would like to sort them. They'll all be in the sections that you want them to be. So results are really, really easy to add. I find I can actually add them on the ring side when I'm at a show. While I'm waiting, I pretty much throw them straight in. So I'm just going to quickly go through it. You just add the result. You type in the show or event name. You put in the date. The horse obviously has to be in the list. So we put him in there. The discipline, and again, this is just purely for your own records. So this will be sorted in the Excel spreadsheet. The judge, if you know who the judge is. The class, so the actual class in the program might be led part Welsh gelding. If this is, say, a dressage event or whatever, you can put whatever you want. The number of horses in the class, you can just put that in, and your placing. Now your placing, I've actually put in here 1 to 10, and I've also put a participated. So sometimes if it's a really big show, it's very important that you actually have participated. The other thing is, it might be something like a judges clinic, or some type of online course that you've done, or something that you've actually participated in, and it's not really a placing. So that's why we had the participation in there. And then whether you were reserve champion, or went on to get supreme champion. So if you've got champion from that class, then you just literally click the button. You can choose to have this on your public profile, and you can choose to not have it on the public profile. So as I said, you can have these things as public or as private as you like. Then we just hit submit, and that would go into his results. Obviously, I'm not going to submit that because it's just a fake result. But it's very, very easy, very, very quick to actually do that. I'm just going to click back into my stable. Okay, so that's my results. Pretty straightforward, just lets you record your results over and over and over for every horse that you have. So the next section down here is my events. So we have a really comprehensive events section up here on the main menu, and there's literally almost a couple of hundred events there at any one time, which is a huge amount. Now, if you were to select on the love heart of that event when you're looking, you can see this little love heart here, it pops it into your events, okay? So if you think that you might like to look at that event or go to that event and you want to weed it out from the whole list of events, it will save it under your events. Now, if you want to take it off, you just have to take the love heart off and that event will go away, okay? You want to keep it on, you put it on. Super, super simple. If you're wondering what other events are around, you can just click on Browse Events and it will flick you to the events page. And here we are in the events page, which has all of the events, okay? And then if I see an event that I like, I can just add it to my events. All right, and then if I go back to my stable, I'll just go to my events. And you can see that it's popped itself in there. So this is a really, really powerful organizational tool. We all know it's really hard to be able to work out what events are on, when they're on, get our calendars organized, cross-reference your calendars with your friends or the owner of the horse or the person that's riding your horse or the trainer or the coach. So this is just a fabulous tool that is all sitting here for your use under your stable. Okay, so that's the events section. Next section is the photo gallery, which is pretty straightforward. So this is just a section where you can save photos or files. So you can see here, I actually have my certificate of registration for the Roan Society, and I actually am going to upload all of my certificates of registration in here. Again, if you're on ringside and the steward wants to see your current certificate of registration, you don't need to have the paper one because you can just bring this straight up and show them the digital one. So this is not designed to have thousands of photos in it, but certainly designed to keep photos that you want to keep or other actual important documents. You can then set any one of these images to be your stable image. So you can see my actual logo image. It's saying is my stable image. I can take that off and I can also make these images private, or I can use them as my stable image. So the next section is the messages section. So this works similar to Messenger on Facebook, but it is within the members of Equestrian Style. So it's just the equestrian community, and this is where you would be actually sending people messages. So it's just person to person. It's not public. There is it just as Messenger would work. So you can see here I've just been testing it, but you can actually just type messages. And you can, add emojis, whatever you want to do, and you can send a message. So that's really cool if you're wanting to buy something or talk about anything on the website, the horse chat, or anything literally. That's a really powerful tool. So with your messages there. Okay, the next section down. I know it keeps going and going. It's a really powerful, stable here. So this is the bookmarks. So again, this is a really powerful organizational section. So anywhere in the website that says add to favorites, it will actually create a bookmark. So favorites and bookmarks are kind of the same thing. And this is again where you can have a great organizational tool. So I won't go into it because I know time is dragging on, but you can save under a folder. So I've created a folder here called horse rugs. You can save a blog post that talks about horse rugs. You can save a product. You can save an event. You can save anything that you like, something that's advertised on Marketplace, and you can create folders. So it's a really, really powerful tool and a really, really powerful organizational tool. Okay, so the next one that we have under my stable is my Marketplace. So again, this is very similar to Facebook Marketplace. This is designed for private people, not businesses, to put up their listings. So you can see this one here is a Section A Welsh colt. So we can actually have live animals for sale legally on our marketplace. You don't have to do funny little carrots and symbols and whatever. You can actually say, yes, it's a live animal and this is what I have for sale. So you can see the little love heart there. So again, if I add that to favorites, then I can actually list that in my marketplace as favorites. So I can also add a marketplace listing if I have something to sell, or I can browse the full marketplace. Okay, so again, a super, super powerful tool. So the next section that we have is the notes section. Now, once you start using the notes section, you will never need a diary again. It is super, super handy. It's functional. It just is quick and easy, and it's really, really handy. So what I've actually started to do is create a new note for each show, simply because I'm doing the show run at the moment and I'm finding it really easy. So I've got a note there for Sydney Royal, which I have pinned to the top of the list. You can unpin that if you like. And I have created a note for each show. So for example, War Hope show, I've got quickly the date, my camping that was booked, which was C9. I've got my stables, which were booked. And then I've just made some little notes because by next year, I'm going to have forgotten what War Hope Showground is like. So I've actually just jotted down some notes. Stables are large and open. Sawdust is provided at the end of the stables next to the manure, so on and so forth. So you can see, again, very easy to just put little notes in here. I can pin it to the top. I can edit and add the notes very, very easily. So there's all sorts of information that you can very easily put in the notes section. It will go on and on. You can put tags in there. You can pin them. You can set them to private. Really, really super handy. So the notes section, I highly recommend it. Again, it's all free to use, so you may as well take advantage of it. Okay, we're almost to the end now. So this is the little transfer section that I did mention earlier about if you were to sell or lease out a horse. So this is just super easy. So again, you just have to have the horse's name. So they've got to be your horse, obviously. So if I was to say, okay, Bella Dama, I have sold her, and I'm going to transfer her to either the username or the email of the member. Transfer linked results, I'm going to say yes, and one click of a button and it's done. It is literally that easy. The other option that we have here is to move results to a different horse. So sometimes we've accidentally, hit the wrong horse. So it's going to say we actually want to move the results to one of the other horses. So that's all good, and you can move that result over as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything in my stable. The other one is back to account, and that is another section under the members, which is your account, which is kind of all the nuts and bolts administrative stuff. So we will go through that in another blog. But yeah, welcome to the stable. Enjoy using it, and please give me some feedback if you have any. Send me a message or feel free to share what parts you're enjoying most about the stable, and we'll see you on the next blog.